Hello, welcome to Gentle Hatha Yoga with Q Wellness and me. My name is Amber. Glad that you're here with me today, and thank you for those that are joining me live. What props that we need? The usual. I don't really change things up much. A blanket for knee comfort. We've got our blocks, and of course your sticky mat. And we'll go ahead and start seated today. So go ahead and find that comfortable space. Actually, and turn my fan on. It's a little warm. So just find that comfy seat, whatever that looks like for you, as we always begin our practice together. And find the nice tall spine. Let your sits bones relax down to the ground. You can close your gaze down, either gazing softly at the floor or closing the eyes. And just for a moment, just take notice of anything that is coming into your senses, whether you see it or smell it, hear it, feel it, taste it. And just take a couple of moments just to anchor into the here and the now, inviting yourself into your space. Taking a couple of nourishing breaths through the nose, out through the mouth. And just see if you can notice your muscles just settling down and relaxing. Noticing the quality of the breath, softening the space between the eyes, allowing your jaw to become relaxed. Letting go of the day thus far and the day to come. And just stay right where you are. And I'll just read a little excerpt from our book today. Upon hearing criticism, the beginner scorns it. The careful student weighs it, and the master says, but of course, understanding. Understanding she attracted it and therefore needed to hear it, whether it was true or not. Just a little reminder that kind of whatever comes our way during the day is could be meant to be. And I know some folks don't believe in the, it was meant to be adage, but I feel that things are put in our path for a reason. And because we are human and we have free will, we can make a choice. And when we hear criticism, I know sometimes it can be hurtful, or it can kind of push us in a direction that maybe feels like a step back. But really, it's just maybe someone else's point of view. And we can kind of just take that and examine it and notice, why are we being triggered if that is the outcome? And what can we do about that? How can we make it so we can take that criticism and turn it into an education? We can learn from it. So today, when your monkey mind starts to tell you that you're doing something wrong, or starts to bother you because you're actually taking time out for yourself and you have a full day ahead, take a big breath. Notice where you feel it in your body. say thank you, and then release it. Just let it go. And with that, we're going to take a nice deep breath in and we're going to let it go. Breathe out. Let's take another deep breath in and feel it start to form at the base of the spine, at the root chakra. We're going to breathe it all the way up. You can imagine a little ball of energy moving through the chakras, if you like, all the way to the crown of the head. And then we're going to exhale again and just allow that breath to flow like a waterfall down. Let's do that one more time, breathing in from the root. And then breathing out. And if you'd like, you can imagine roots growing down from your root chakra, from your feet, from your bottom, and just allow them to anchor down into the earth a little bit. Settling yourself in, knowing that you have this beautiful foundation of which to work from today. And then once you feel anchored, I want you to find that little gentle sway in the upper body, through the chest, a little sway, side to side. Finding the breath, almost like a little breeze is blowing you side to side. And just a few more. Keep your eyes closed if you'd like. And then we're going to go ahead and anchor down once again and start those circles. Chest circles, anchoring down through the sits bones and the root. We're just going to move the chest. And you're welcome to do little small movements. You can be a little bit more, what's the word? Or something between aggressive and flamboyant. Just, maybe getting the shoulders in there a little bit. Just really enjoying the movement. See if you can kind of work your way to those upper back muscles. Connecting to the core gently so we stay rooted. And then next time you come up, go ahead and shift your focus and go the other direction. One side is always a little bit wonkier. Just enjoying the shifting of the body that's waking up the spine. And then the next time you arrive at the top, we're going to pause, lift the crown nice and tall to the sky. Let's release our right hand down, breathe the left hand up. Nice long stretch, reaching to the sky at first, stretching those fingertips out nice and long, rotating through the wrist, finding your breath, opening the heart space. Try not to dump into that right shoulder. And then breathing in nice and deep, lengthening a little bit more through the spine, connecting to the core. Let's drop that right elbow in towards the hip and reach just a little bit further with that left hand. And so we're going to let that left arm sweep down in front of us slowly, 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 rounding through that upper back. And go ahead and float into a forward fold. You can drop down to your forearms. You can keep your palms resting on the floor. Whatever is going to feel good to you, let your head and neck relax. A little stretch through the hip, through the base of the spine, or I'm sorry, through the base of the neck, top of the spine. Let's take 2 more breaths and let's see if we can focus them around the heart. So maybe we can feel the ribs expand and contract. And then when you're ready, you've taken at least 2 breaths, go ahead and press into the palms, reaching yourself up. We're going to take a nice deep inhale, fingertips to the sky, and we're going to exhale to the right. Little twist here. And as always in our twists, we want to keep a long spine. We want plenty of space in between our vertebrae. Vertebrae, vertebra. Tomato, tomato, potato, potato. Breathe in. And see if you can exhale and release just a little bit more. And then when you're ready, we're going to reach the fingertips to the sky. Just open up through the heart and exhale the hands down. We're going to go ahead and switch our feet. So stretch the legs out nice and long. Flex. Maybe pat the thighs a little bit. Give some love around the knees. And then when you're ready, go ahead and draw the other foot forward. Place the left hand down this time. We're going to breathe the right hand up to the sky. Just stretch it out nice and long to begin with. Connect to your core. Find this line from the base of the pelvis all the way up the arm. Rotate the hand, wrist, open and closed fingers. And then when you're ready, nice big breath in and exhale, reach to the left, that left elbow, bend towards your hip. And then when you're ready, you're just going to exhale and slowly roll forward. Lots of popping and cracking. And then go ahead and relax yourself down, maybe on your forearms, maybe stacking a couple of blocks, maybe on your palms. It's up to you. And again, we're going to take at least 3 breaths into the heart space. And if you want, while you're doing this, you can imagine a beautiful green light surrounding the heart. Every time you breathe in, that light gets a little bit brighter, transmuting anything that is, I call it gray matter, anything that is negative or not serving. You can just imagine that that green light is absorbing it, transmuting it, shifting that energy. And then when you're ready, palms to the mat, let's breathe in and up, slowly drawing yourself into an upright position. We're going to breathe the hands to the sky and exhale to your left this time. Softening your shoulders away from the ears. And when you're ready, if you're ready, you can take a deep breath in, elongating through the spine once more, and just exhaling, looking over the left shoulder. And then let's breathe in, bringing those fingertips up. And so from here, we're going to draw the arms into our goddess arms. Relax the shoulders, elbows out from the shoulders, palms above the elbows. Just going to work the arms a little bit here and they get into the low back. Now, if your legs get tired, if you're seated crisscross applesauce, you can go ahead and relax the legs in a different way. We're going to take a nice deep breath in. And as we exhale, we're just going to slowly rotate the arms down. So the fingertips are directly out in front of the elbows. Inhale, bring it back. And I love I'd love for you to connect to those back muscles rather than, just using your arm here. We're just going to use those shoulder and back muscles to move these arms. So just breathing in and out as you drop the arms forward and lift the arms. Just do 3 more, and then we're going to do a little bit more work on the upper back to kind of loosen up those back muscles. Beautiful. And I think we've got one more. So the next time you come to fingertips to the sky, we're going to really hug those back muscles in, and your elbows might sink back just a little bit and down. And then from here, we're going to glide the hands to the sky using those muscles. This is going to take a lot of work. You're going to really feel it around the back of the ribs, around the back of the heart space, the shoulder blades, almost as if we're in between 2 panes of glass, up and down. Just follow with the breath. And we're going to do one more. I know the arms are getting a little tired. We're going to pause here in just a moment. So elbows out, come back to pause here. And then we're going to draw the elbows back. And then as you exhale, elbows and forearms together, chin to chest, rounding down, breathe out. Inhale, lift, use those back muscles, open up the ribs, shine that light forward in that lampshade, and then exhale, come forward. Nice and slow and mindful. Breathing in and out. And then exhale. 2 more. Last time. And then chin to chest, relax your arms all the way down, let your shoulders relax. And on your next inhale, go ahead and roll the head up. We're just going to do a counter pose for just a moment. If your legs are crossed, go ahead and uncross them. Get off my blanket here. Bring your hands behind you. And then just lift through the ribs, pressing into the palms. Fingertips are facing the your seat. Nice little stretch through the forearms, the shoulders. If you want to go a little bit deeper, you're welcome to come into our upside down tabletop, reverse tabletop. And then when you're ready, go ahead and release. And we're going to come into tabletop from here. So go ahead and swing those hips around. Coming into tabletop. And so from here, we're going to work a little on our hips. So we're going to drop down the right forearm, and it's going to match, be parallel to your front of the mat. And you're going to take your left hand, because you're going to brace yourself a little bit here. So you're going to take your left hand and press it into the mat. We're going to take our left leg and we're going to lift it up, and we're going to touch it to the outer edge of the right leg. Doesn't have to touch the ground, but we're going to cross using your core. We're going to roll it forward towards our elbow. So we're just going to rainbow it up and back, use that core, and lift and bring it forward. Keep going. Exhale as we draw it to the elbow. Inhale as we bring it back. And you might start to feel it in the outer edge of the right hip. 2 more.
Last one. Touch it down. And then we're going to lift the leg up at a 90-degree angle. And we're just going to do 5 fire hydrants. So this movement comes from the hip. So use your glutes while you're lifting. There's 3, 4, and 5. Stretch that leg out, drop it down. We're going to lift ourselves up into our gate position. So our left leg is directly out from the hip. And then we're going to take the right hand and we're going to breathe it in and up and just take a nice little stretch to the left side. Our right knee is down on the mat, toes are behind the knee. Excellent. Go ahead and relax that hand down. Come on down to the mat. Bring both knees in. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So left elbow is coming down this time. Right hand's going to really brace, pressing it up above the left hand a little bit. And then when you're ready, we're going to lift that right leg and drop it behind the left leg. Using the hip or the glute, and then bring it to the elbow. The glute and your core are very engaged here. I like this exercise because we get to not only the hip, but we get core. We're strengthening our shoulders. We're balancing. Lots of benefits here. Let's do 4 more. Two. And 1 more, thank goodness. The next last time you tap behind the leg, go ahead and reach the leg up 90 degrees. Using that glute, let's lift for 5, 4, leg is at a 90-degree angle. 3, 2, and last one. Keep it lifted, stretch that foot out, place the foot on the ground, directly out from the hip. Roll yourself up into our gate shape. Breathe the left hand up and give it a nice long stretch to the right. And release. Bring yourself down to the mat. We're going to press the palms out in front of our shoulders, turn the toes, lift into our downward facing dog. Go ahead and walk the dog for a few moments. And swivel the hips a little bit. Get a nice deep stretch in the side of the body. Ooh, a little pop. And then when you're ready, we're just going to go ahead and walk the feet forward, coming into a forward fold. Relaxing the head down, little bend in the knees, dropping the booty down just a touch. A little yes or no in the head. And then we're going to play with spinal balance. So we're going to start with warrior 3. So if you have your blocks, to give you a little bit more space from the floor, I like to do this exercise that way. Just I have such short arms, but your body composition might be different than mine. So go ahead and rest your weight into your left foot, and we're going to use our right glute, and we're going to lift that right leg any amount. And we want to make sure that our hips are straight across. So we're not lifting the right hip to the sky. They are straight across. So we could put a little glass of water on top of our low back if we wanted to. Why we'd want to, I don't know, but that's how we can visualize. So right hand is going to be on your block or the floor. Left hand is going to reach forward. And again, your toe can be down. You can even keep your arm down if you want to and just lift the leg for 5, 4, 3, 2, and release it down. Nice job. Go ahead and swing the hips a little bit. And then right foot down to the mat. Adjust your arms accordingly. And then when you're ready, connect to that left glute and slide that left foot up and back directly in line with the shoulder. And then when you feel comfortable, we can connect to our core here, lengthen through the spine. Go ahead and reach that right arm forward. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and release it down. Nice job. Take an inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold, nice and deep. If it feels good, you can bend into those knees. Let your chest and belly rest on your thighs if it's available. And then pressing into the heels, we're going to slowly, slowly, slowly roll ourselves up, feeling the seat connect and the belly. And then breathe in all the way up, fingertips to the sky. Palms to heart space, finding our mountain pose. Just a moment. And then when we're ready, we're just going to take a step back and make sure that when we do, we're not on a balance beam. We've got a little bit of space between the front foot and the back foot. And then go ahead and relax the arms down by your side. And we're going to do some twisting to the left. So let's breathe the hands to the sky. Warrior 1, lengthen through the spine, soften the tailbone, press into the foot in the back, especially the big toe and the outer edge, heel, get it all. And then we'll exhale to the left. And while we're here, let's do a little exalted warrior. So take that left hand behind you. We're going to reach the right hand to the sky. Connect to that core, especially if you feel anything in that lower back. Beautiful. Find yourself back in that twist. And then go ahead and bring your fingertips forward and relax the arms down. Let's do that twice more. Breathing in and out. Exhale, twist. Take an inhale. Go ahead and release that left arm behind your low back. And as you exhale, exalted warrior, connect to that core. Really feel the quad on the right leg connect. Hug that in, activate it. Excellent. Go ahead and come back into your twist. We'll breathe the fingertips to the sky. Exhale, release them down. Once more, fingertips reach high. Exhale, twist, very gentle, very mindful. Breathe out. Breathe in as you take your arm behind and release the breath. Connect to the core, lengthen a little bit more. And then soften back into your twist. Bring those arms to the sky. Palms to the heart space. Walk your right foot forward. Give it a little shake. And then step that left foot back. Make sure you're not on a balance beam. And we want to make sure our front ankle is directly beneath our knee, or the knee is a little behind it, to avoid putting any extra stress on that knee. Let's breathe in and up, fingertips to the sky, soften the shoulders, connect to the core, let your tailbone relax down. Take a nice deep breath in and up. And then as you exhale, we're going to look to the right. Breathe in, right arm behind, left arm's going to reach the sky. And then come back into your twist. Arms to the sky, breathe in, and exhale, release. Twice more, breathing in. Exhale to the right. Breathe in, right hand behind. Exhale, reach, exalted warrior. Connect to the core, soften the tailbone. Go ahead and come back into your twist. When you're ready to take an inhale, arms come up and release down. Once more, breathing in. Exhale. Find your twist. Breathe in, right arm behind the back. Exhale as you reach, pressing into the feet generously. And then back into your twist.
Inhale, fingertips to the sky, and just relax your hands down. We're going to shift so you can face the camera. Wide angle forward fold. Let's bring the heels in. We're going to press into the knees just a little bit. And we're just going to pause for just a moment here. If you want, you can really connect to your glutes and find a little bounce. Little, little, little. It's going to find a little strength here in the legs. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Straighten out the legs, hands at the hip creases. We're going to start to dip forward. So our booty's going to kick back a little bit. The weight's going to fall into the heels. And we're going to very, very, very gently and slowly bring hands to the floor or blocks and release through the spine. If there's any tension in the knees, please bend them a little bit. And then go ahead and find a little shift in the hips. So you slide maybe to the left, and you're going to feel a little bit of a stretch through the inner thigh. Our hands are there to support you. Excellent. Come back into center. We're going to take a couple of twists here. So go ahead and inhale, reaching the right hand to the sky. Left hand is anchored into the ground. Release the hand down on an exhale, and we're going to find the left hand reaching towards the sky. Exhale, bring it down. One more time, each side. And release it down. Very good. Let's walk our hands over to the right. You can draw your nose down to your knee. And let's take that left foot and point it forward, just so we don't the left knee. We're getting a nice little hamstring stretch through the back of the right leg. And then go ahead and swing over to the left, straighten out the right foot, turn the left toes out, bring your body over to the left leg. A little passive stretch. And then we're going to go ahead and walk our feet all the way back to the front of the mat, whichever direction that is for you. And we're going to go ahead and drop the back leg and bring the opposite leg to meet. Walk the knees back, and we're going to drop into puppy pose. You can widen the knees a little bit if you'd like. So the idea in puppy pose is to keep your hips above your knees, so the heart can sink down and the shoulders can sink down. And if this feels like too much, you can take blocks. You can put your hands on them and just allow yourself to, your forearms, and just allow yourself to kind of drop down. But we don't want to in this position, we don't want our heart to drop down so far that we're putting a ton of strain on the arms. We just want a little extra support here. And then when you're ready, go ahead and bring your hands beside your ears and roll yourself up into cat. Take a nice little cat stretch here, maybe a little wiggle wiggle while you're in your stretch. And then we're going to come onto our bellies. We're going to find our baby cobra here. So bring those palms beside the chest, lengthen out the feet. You can zip up through the thighs so the heels and the toes are touching, elbows by your waist. Shoulders are going to shift away from the ears, a little pressure into the pubic bone. And when you're ready, use those upper back muscles to breathe in and lift. Exhale, release. Again, breathe in and lift. Exhale, release. Once more, breathe in and lift. Exhale, release.
Go ahead and bring your arms out into tabletop, or I'm sorry, goalpost arms, cactus or cactus. So elbows are out from your shoulders. We're going to keep those legs zipped up and we're going to lift our legs a couple of times. So when you're ready, squeeze the booty and lift, pointing the toes. Exhale, release down. We're going to do that twice more. Breathe in and lift, release down. Last time, breathing in, lift and release. So we're going to open up the feet this time. So lift and squeeze to the side with those glute muscles and squeeze back to center and lower. So we'll do it with the breath 2 more times. Breathe in, lift. Breathe out to the side. Squeeze in, breathing in, and release the breath. Once more, connect to those glutes as you lift and inhale. Exhale, squeeze out, squeeze in, and exhale. Woo. Go ahead and wiggle those hips just a little bit. Widen the legs, bring the palms to the chest, and go ahead and roll yourself into child's pose. Toes together, forehead to the mat if it is feasible. You can use a block or a blanket too. And remember, you can always use blocks and a blanket under between your calves and the back of your thighs, your hamstrings, so you don't sit all the way back. It gives you a little bit more of an easy child's pose, especially if your knees are talking to you. So while you're here, I just want you to breathe. Notice any thoughts that might come through. And again, just as we talked earlier, if they're nagging or anything like that, just hey, thank you, I appreciate it. Duly noted. And then when you're ready, go ahead and roll yourself up into cat and walk yourself back into the center of the mat. Walk your hands forward, and we're going to draw our hips forward, relax our shoulders back, and stretch through the front of the belly. Now, if you want to do a true upward facing dog, you can bring those feet together, lift up the hips, squeeze through the glutes, and then go ahead and very gently lift the hips back. This is nice and slow. Connect to the core. Come back into child's pose, keeping those knees together. We're going to do this twice more. Breathing in, not launching, moving yourself forward. Slowly let your shoulders relax back. Pubic bone comes to the ground, and we open through the chest. You may gaze at the sky. Nice deep breath in. Lift those thighs if you'd like. And then big breath in, connect to the core, lifting the hips, shifting them back into child's pose. One final time, moving forward. Dropping the hips down. Big breath in and up. And then one final child's pose. You can soften all the way back now. Bring your hands to your heels and just let your arms relax down. And then when you're ready, you're just going to slowly make your way onto your mat. Go ahead and draw those knees in. Take a little roll from side to side. If you want, you can draw the forehead to the knees. Let's go ahead and extend that left leg. And then when you're ready, we're going to take a twist to the left, making sure that our hips are stacked.
Take a nice deep breath in. And as you exhale, we're going to go ahead and roll to the left, adjusting the hips, opening up through the upper part of the body, sending your right hand off to the side, taking a couple of deep breaths, just settling in, remembering to use your blocks or blanket if you need any props. If you find that any of your body parts are floating out in space, we want to support them. Notice any parts of the body that might be struggling a little bit and offer them some love and maybe an adjustment. Imagine yourself wringing out anything that isn't serving you today. And then when you're ready, you're going to slowly take the right toes, dip them to the mat, and roll yourself to center. Very carefully. Both feet on the floor, shifting, and then drawing the knees into the chest. And then when you're ready, we're going to extend the right leg. Take a nice deep breath in. And when you're ready, go ahead and shift to the right. Always paying attention if there's a body part that needs a little extra love. Closing the gaze down if that feels appropriate. And as you're ready, go ahead and draw that left foot to the mat, connecting to your core, and slowly drawing yourself back into center. One last little hug of the knees into the chest, and go ahead and take a happy baby here if that calls to you.
And if it's in your practice, I don't normally teach it here, but if it's in your practice to do a plow or shoulder stand, of course, you're always welcome to do that too. We're just going to take 2 more breaths here. And then when you're ready, we're going to go ahead and slowly draw the legs down and come into our final resting pose for just a couple of moments. Taking a nice deep breath in and a deep breath out. Softening the shoulders, relaxing the eyes. Doing a quick body scan from the crown of the head to the fingertips to the toes, feeling your body relax against the earth. And let's begin to wiggle the fingers and toes, bringing attention back to the body. And if you'd like, you can take a stretch from head to toe. And making your way into your final seat. Bringing your palms to heart space and gratitude for our community, for our bodies, breath, and for our friend, our scary friend, Halloween friend that is visiting us this week. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Namaste.